Good morning to you, our audience. Ted and Ed TV channel welcome each of you to our weekly Saturday broadcast where we give insightful views on economic, political, world, and environmental issues concerning how money connects those matters. Our hosts, Mr. Ted Harvey Sr. and Mr. Edward Bishop III, are now taking each of you into our world of money and its value, along with the evils that come from the greed of hoarding financial power. He that controls the gold controls the important decisions in this world.
Good evening. How are you guys doing today? We're happy to be here. Mr. Harvey is here, and I'm here. We're going to have a good old time this evening for this 1 hour that we're going to be on air talking about issues that are concerning our community. There are a lot of things going on out there, Ted. So,
Ed. I'm telling you, man, there is so much stuff that's going on. I don't think people keep it up because you can't keep up. It's so much stuff, man. We got like 50 things that we could talk about, but we're going to try to cover at least 15 or 20 of them.
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, it's stuff that people need to really just keep up. Because one of the things that is going on right now that is pertinent to everybody's pocketbook is the China manipulation on trade. What is going on, man? You know, this guy just put on some tariff charges on China, $200 billion. He did something.
This is an add-on to the other 100-something billion. Yeah, this is an add-on.
So they're going back and forth, China and 45. I don't think he know what he's doing. He's probably talking to some people thinking that, you know, China is manipulating us and doing this and doing that. And yeah, true. But, you know, I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it, but at the same time, you can't just start doing this on such a, you know, sporadic way, and then all of a sudden 10,000 people lose their jobs because of the trade war or whatever, you know, and that's what he's doing. And these people there's going to be a lot of people hurt, just like the farmers are going to be hurt because of soybeans. You know, and it was a company, I don't know, it was UPS or one of these companies that just lost 10,000 people. They just shut down because of the trade war.
Well, so, that company is actually in China and stuff. They're dealing in cell phones. They build cell phones and everything, and that company is there in China. But Trump, when it first happened and stuff, he tried to stop it. He tried to stop that tariff thing and stuff with that company and everything. But I guess the damage had already been done. And it looks like that this damage and stuff is happening now, and it's going to continue. And I don't care if he stops it tomorrow. There's a lot of damage out there, and these Chinese folks and stuff and everything, they aren't the kind of people and stuff who are forgiving. He started something and everything, and I don't believe that he understands exactly what the heck he started, because really, actually, he doesn't understand what's going on in these countries. And we're going to be talking about another one of these countries and stuff in a little bit and everything, and that's North Korea and what happened and stuff over there. Man, that was a horrible thing. But getting back to these tariff thing here or whatever, those folks, the Chinese and North Koreans and South Koreans and Thailand and Korea, all those folks and stuff are all over there in that Asian Pacific area there. And even though they fight each other, they stick together. So I don't believe that Donald understands and stuff, the dynamics of what's going on and stuff in these countries and stuff and everything. And he is not listening to the people that are trying to tell him to leave this stuff alone. That this trade deficit and stuff did not happen overnight. It happened over a long, long period of time. And to turn this thing around, he's going to have to do it in increments. You don't go over there and try to take the big bite of the apple or swallow the whole apple. you can't do it. You're going to choke. And that's what's going on now. This country is going to choke because of what he is deciding to do. And like we talked about earlier and stuff, a lot of times we don't think he really actually cares what he's doing. He's just out there throwing some mud up on the wall and hoping it sticks and hoping that his people and stuff who will follow him will keep on following him. You know, Trump trying to do something here and everything, and we need to keep on following him. But you can't follow somebody down a bottomless pit. You can't follow somebody and stuff into the slaughterhouse. It's not, you know, it's not feasible and stuff for us to be doing that. So I don't know what's going to happen, Ted, with this trade thing, man. I really don't. I have no idea what's going to happen, but right now it doesn't look very good at all for us at all. It's going to start sending these prices and stuff sky high. China does provide us with a lot of, we import a lot of stuff from China. Now, what other countries and stuff are we going to import from and be able to buy those products and everything to offset what's going on with China? I have no idea, but you can.
They don't have all the mechanisms that China has, because mostly all these European people and as well as Asiatic people, Arab people, Americans have shipped a lot of their manufacturing over in China and as well as India, because a lot of these people looking at the cheap labor and they looked at this and say, hey, they got 1 billion people over there. A lot of them are well trained to do just like a robot, you know. And so, I mean, everything is going to AI. That's true, but a lot of times, you know, the robots are not available to do those types of specific strategic work. And so therefore they ship a lot of those manufacturing over there. They have invested billions and billions and billions of dollars into China. Let me switch gears right quick. I want to talk about something.
Okay.
Because there's something that is really going on in China. They are the original big brother, you know, and I'm wondering if the United States have been following them. What they have done, they have something like 150 million cameras all over China to try to follow every Chinese person in their country. They're getting ready to do another, I don't know, over 100 million other cameras and place them all over China. And they have these military people that's on guard and they can see what everybody does. The only thing they can't do is they can't go up into the mountains and all that kind of stuff. But they eventually will be going into the smaller towns. But they are, they have like 40, 50 million people in one city, you know. So the thing is that that's something that the American people, our civil liberties have just dwindled away, really. I mean, people talking about we're free. No, we're not free, because we got cameras all on the street lights, we got cameras all in stores and what have you. So that's something that the Chinese people have incorporated into their lifestyle as far as curtailing and finding out what their people are doing on a daily basis. And that's something that we need to look at, because our civil liberties, man, wherever you go in different subdivision developments, they got cameras all over there, all in America. You go into the stores, they got cameras. You go into the bank, they have cameras. You go anywhere in America almost now, there are cameras everywhere. And so, you see these people going in and they robbing stores and all that. They got cameras. So you can't really get away from anything right now. So that's something that China is doing, and they're working on that, and they're going to put out hundreds of millions of cameras all over China.
Well, that country, Ted, is very unique as far as the government having control over their people. They've been having strict control over their people for a long time. They censor their online activities and stuff as far as the internet, and they've been doing that for a long time. There's certain programs and certain shows that they can't see in China, but over the last 10 years or so and everything, they have kind of loosened up some of the things that are going on over there, but they still have a lot of censorship and everything that's happening there in that country. So I'm not very surprised about the cameras and stuff being out there. That's just another extension and stuff of their taking away their citizenry privacy and stuff out there. But they can do this and stuff because they have one thing that the United States and stuff has. They have a dictatorship. And this guy has all the control that he wants and stuff and everything over their country, where they get it here. We're supposed to have laws and justices and everything to really actually stop all these invasions and stuff for privacy and stuff and everything. But you see that a lot of our privacies and stuff have been eroded and stuff because you see what happened with Facebook, you see what happened with Google and some of the other companies out there who deal with information and stuff, that they are taking away a lot of our privacy issues and stuff and everything. So it's slowly happening to us, and it's something that probably is going to keep on happening unless
well, I think the reason why it's happening to us is because of all the different nationalities that's coming from all over the world. And now the United States realize that they have to try to control or necessarily spy on people. That's basically what they're doing. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, people need to be aware that you are being watched. You're being listened to on your phones. You're being followed on your computers. You're being looked at on video everywhere you go. They can tell where you've been. If I walk out of this house right now with my phone in my hand, they know exactly where I'm going. If I walk into a store, they know exactly where I've been. If I go to the bank, they know where I went. If I go to any kind of mall, as soon as I walk in the mall, my picture is taken. My video is taken. So wherever you go, they are following you. So there is no secrets in this country as of right now. And it would always be like that because people are watching you. But anyway, let's change gears because one of the things
now,
that
one thing that I want to bring up and
okay,
stuff,
go ahead.
Ted, and stuff with that idea that you're talking about, uh, there is a reason and stuff why this is going on and stuff in this country, and we have to understand and stuff why it is. You look at the top three or four companies and stuff in this country who make the most, who are valued the most, and most of them don't sell anything. Their product is information.
And what are those companies?
Sell information. Google sells information. Facebook sells information, and there's another company out there, I forget the name of it. Their thing is information, and people pay for information, and because of that, they are the top companies in this world. Not manufacturing. You don't find GE or General Motors or anybody else and stuff who produces a product who are the top countries in this top companies in this country. They are no longer the top companies and stuff in this country to whoever sells something. Walmart's not the top company and stuff in this country and stuff now. It's the people and stuff who sell information and stuff to other companies and stuff, and they make a lot of money and stuff doing that. So we can look forward to having this happen because these people are not going to lose their market share because someone gets upset about their privacy and stuff being invaded. So anyway, that's my spiel and stuff with that. Go ahead on.
Because like Amazon, I just read an article about Amazon and what's his name? Jeff Bezos. Bezos is $50 billion more than the next person he's the richest man in the world right now, worth about $143 billion. And
Man, he's really shot up in the last 2 or 3 months.
yeah, that's
Because
exactly right.
he just passed Bill Gates by a
Yeah.
couple of months ago.
His whole thing is he wants to take over. I think he wants to take over the world because he's providing so many things that the world wants and the American people want. So we'll see. And while we're talking about taking over the world, what about Tesla?
Well, you noticed here that every time some person's name, well, his name didn't come up, Musk's name didn't come up, but I laughed about it because he's one of those eccentric, type of person and stuff out there. He's kind of a wild hair and stuff around us and everything, because when you speak of Tesla, you speak of Elon Musk. And Elon Musk has man, he is oh man, he's a loose cannon. He's almost like Trump, except he's not in that power that Trump is in. So
Right.
with those types of people and stuff, you have to laugh a little bit to keep from crying, because they are so different. They march to a different drum beat than the rest of the people and stuff do, but they have power and stuff out there. And so far, Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla and everything, he has been marching to a different drum beat. And he's managing to keep his billions and stuff in line, and to keep his company and stuff under his control, even though he does a lot of real weird things. But this trek into China may not be a bad idea right now.
500,000 cars a year, a manufacturing company in China. He is the number one manufacturer for China for autos. 17,000 cars he have shipped over there to China. Now he's going to open up a manufacturing company. So, and I'm sure they worked out some kind of deal, because China is going to get some kind of money or deal out of that deal. But 500,000 cars a year, and so we'll see. And Tesla, Elon Musk is he's always looking for the upper hand. I'm sure he's got a lot of investors that's saying, "Hey, that's a good idea. Maybe they'll open up more manufacturing companies in China." So we'll see. But one of the things that I know that you're into is two things really: the EU trip and the North Korean not like what is it? Denuclearization.
Denuclearization agreement with old Kim Jong-un.
This is crazy, because one nothing done, man. All the things I've read, this stuff has never been done, man. I mean, it's not been done. As a matter of fact, he's still building more. He's still doing the same thing. He just haven't been shipping out stuff.
Yeah, I repeat, Ted, what I said. When you start dealing with those folks over there in that Pacific Rim, you're dealing with a culture and a people that you have to study them for a long period of time to understand what's going on and stuff with them. That's why most of the people and stuff who are in that Pacific Rim, like China and Russia and stuff, who's around there also, because they've been in a little tussle with North Korea for a long time. China has also, but they understand the country of China. So I mean of North Korea. But those guys and stuff over there, their whole country has been under an oppressive regime for a long period of time. And for the Donald to come over there and think that he is going to ride roughshod over them, you got another thing coming. You can't go over there and I'm gonna use this word and stuff very literally, piss on people and expect them to be to come to your beckoning call. And he thought that he could come over there and sit down with Kim Jong-un. Well, Kim Jong-un used him as a ploy to make himself look big out there on that world stage. And because he did that, and because Trump came over there and did that and sat down and did all this stuff, and then he comes back and makes all these agreements and stuff that he hasn't even talked to his own people and stuff in his administration about. It's just unreal that this guy thinks that he can do this and accomplish something that's going to be worthwhile. He hasn't accomplished not one thing. And North Korea showed them that last week when the new Secretary of State came over there, Mike Pompeo, or whatever his name is, flew over there and expected to have an agreement with North Korea. Well, North Korea showed them what was going on, that they aren't going to do this, and really embarrassed our Secretary of State. He didn't have enough gumption, enough nerve and stuff to really say anything and stuff about what the heck had happened. All he did was just left. He up and left a day earlier than what he's supposed to have been there. He's supposed to have been there for 3 days. He left in 2. He finally realized that these North Koreans and stuff were not going to do what they wanted them to do, or what President Trump had told them that they were going to do. So North Korea now is becoming an embarrassment and everything to the Trump administration. And you see Trump, he's trying to avoid it and everything by heading to Europe now. He's going to go to Europe and try to create some mess over there and step on the people, our allies over there in Europe, and expect them to treat him with some dignity and respect and hold him up as the leader of the free world. He's lost that pedestal, friend. That bully pulpit is gone for him. It may be gone for our country. I don't know. But you can't go and piss on people and expect them to treat you like you want to be treated.
Well, if you want to talk about piss on people.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me tell you about the auto loans that's going on now.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, the stock market, they betting on, they have actually last year put together, just like the mortgage, how they bundled those mortgages up. Well, they're doing the same thing in the auto market right now. They bundled last year $26 billion worth of loans in car dealerships, bought them from the banks, and now they bundle them. So look for a whole lot of repossessions. If you miss a car note, you just bought a new car. If you miss a car note or two, they're going to come take your car. So you better find out if your bank sold your car loan to someone else, because they will come and take your car. So I'm just putting you on notice right now, because it's a big money maker right now for the stock market.
Well, Ted, the people got so much money, they don't know what to do with it. So they're trying to invest their cash in any place that they can. And I guess that's one of the instruments and stuff that they're using this stuff now, because they were doing this before. They were getting these auto loans and stuff. And you notice now that one of the biggest banks and stuff out there, Bank of America now, didn't do a lot of business and stuff in bank loans and car loans. And now they are doing car loans and stuff now, which they normally didn't do, because Bank of America dealt with bond market and mutual funds and stuff like that, and buying this and buying that, other instruments and stuff like that. But they never got really deep into
Credit
the car
card.
loan. Yeah, the credit cards, but they never got involved in the car loan business. Well, now if you go on their website and everything and stuff right now, Bank of America is pushing car loans. Mm-hmm. So they got this money. They got these trillions and trillions of dollars and stuff that they need to make money off of. So what they're doing and stuff now is they're going out there and giving these people this money for car loans. And you're right. You don't pay for them, they're going to come out and they're going to get their car, because most of these cars now that they're selling, they have these trackers and stuff on them. So you can't hide your car anymore like we used to do in the older days. Somebody, you can't pay your car note or whatever. You hide your car, bring it out at night, drive and bring it back. Those days are gone because most of those cars have these low jacks and stuff on them, and they know exactly where the car and stuff is at right now. And it's a way and stuff for these Wall Street to get rid of some of that money they have stashed away that they aren't getting any money and stuff off of. You know,
Yeah, it's all about the money, man. It's all
it's all about
about
the money. Yeah.
But here's the thing I'm trying to figure out, and I'm switching gears here because I'm trying to figure out the NFL Players Association has just filed a grievance with the league over its new national anthem policy. Now, I don't know exactly. Now, I'm a football fan. I don't watch a whole lot of football. I mostly, watch a lot of basketball. But I love football. And the thing is that a lot of these players are protesting for, better relationships with things that's going on in the Black community, because obviously they come from the Black community. And so what's going on right now is that this grievance is that, hey, we want to be able to protest. So the other day I heard Warren Moon, who's a retired Hall of Famer Black quarterback, saying that maybe they should protest after the anthem or during, before the anthem, or they should protest some other kind of way in order not to disturb, that thing, because they're not protesting against the American flag. They're not protesting against the military. They're protesting on better living conditions in the Black community. So this is going to be a big thing this year. Now there's things that's going around saying that a lot of the players talking about, why not just skip this year and don't even play? Hurt them in the pocketbook. So I don't know what's going to happen, but
Well,
pretty soon it's going to hit.
well,
It's going to hit.
Well, Ted, this is another one of old 45s is pissing and stuff. He's still pissing over there on the National Football League and
Yes.
creating problems over there. And by him doing that and everything, it puts the National Football League on notice and stuff, because you got a lot of owners and stuff out there who really don't want to lose out on their market share of attendance and stuff that are coming inside the stadium, that support them and support their efforts and stuff and everything to make money as an entertainment industry. So the Donald has a lot of people and stuff who are following him, and so they're afraid that a lot of these people who are following him think just like he does, that the Black athletes and stuff, because the National Football League, is almost 90% Black. So they don't want to lose out on their audience and have people protesting in the stands or whatever because of them not appreciating the flag. And you're right, the protests and stuff was not there because of the flag itself. It was their way of showing solidarity and stuff with our community. And because there's 90% of the people and stuff who are there are from our community. And and a lot of those athletes and stuff, Ted, have been in those situations and stuff where their lives have been threatened and everything. Police stopping them for almost absolutely nothing because they're driving while Black, or they got these fancy cars that they are getting and stuff through these contracts they're signing. And so they feel a camaraderie and stuff with our community, that we need to be able to say something about Black Lives Matter. It's not about denigrating the flag, but nobody wants to articulate that portion of it and stuff, Ted, that this is not a protest against our country. It is a protest of what is going on out there. And it's a way of bringing light upon the bad things that are happening in our community. But Trump has taken it and stuff and made it a political ball that he's throwing around. And now the National Football League could turn it around, and then their winter meetings and stuff out there pass some rules out saying that if these people are these athletes who they are paying and stuff want to kneel down during the national anthem, they can't do that. They either can stay inside the locker room or they better not kneel down and stuff and everything in solidarity. So because they passed that rule and regulations, the NFL says, hey, we're not going to let this stuff happen and stuff. We're going to put forth a lawsuit. But it's just another way of litigating something that shouldn't have never been brought to this point and stuff to where it should be litigated. It should have been understood that they are showing solidarity and stuff with the community, and it was not anything that had to do anything with our patriotism and stuff and everything, because we are patriots and stuff. All of us are. We all been in this country for a long time. We understand that our country and stuff means a lot. Just pisses around stuff and everything, goes create problems and stuff, and then walks away from it. And after he walks away and everything, the residual effect of what he has done just really hurts everything around it. And this is one of them, this national football thing. You know, I thought this thing was all going away, and that they were going to bring this quarterback and stuff back and everything and let him play and stuff in the league. But these owners and stuff out there are so racist and stuff. And I hate to say it, but they're Dallas Cowboy owners and stuff and everything. I believe he's probably one of the racist folks and stuff out there, owners and stuff, these National Football League clubs. But that's his thing. That's what he wants to be and stuff. So, okay, but he needs to, allow his players the freedom to say what they have to say. And eventually the thing will go away if you just shut up and don't say anything and just let it keep on going.
I'll tell you something that's going to go on away. Do you remember these so-called ranchers took over and burned over 100,000 acres of land in Oregon or California? I don't know which one it was, but
it's
45, just pardon them. Now, the acres that they burnt, and not only that, it was a bunch of them. They went into cities, little small towns. They had weapons, guns, and everything. And they had them on local police officers, federal officers, and everything. They went to court. The judge sympathized with them and only gave one of them 1 year and 1 day, and another one 3 months. 45 pardoned them. Now, those 100 acres that they ruined killed all kind of live vegetation, all kinds of animals that was there, and he pardoned them. I haven't heard a word from national news on anything about just pardon. It's just like okay, now you got people that's caught with a joint spend more than 3 months in jail through the years. Didn't commit a violent crime. This is violent. People could have got killed. And when they were protesting and they was habitating just actually taking over the land, they had guns on the federal agents. You know, if that's not white privilege, I don't know what is. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, you know, how you gonna pardon somebody? Ain't nobody saying nothing about it. I'm telling you, this right here is just crazy because there is no reason why these people should have gotten 30 years or 25 years. All of them should have been put in jail, in my opinion, because you know they might have had a grievance, but the grievance that they was is not to be burning down. And one guy, they said in the article, this was in Business Insider, They said one guy said, let's burn down the whole country. Burn down the whole country. So there it is. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, actually, I had forgotten about those crazy nuts and stuff, Ted, because like you said, like we talk about every time we have a telecast, that the Donald has so much stuff that he has going on that he just creates a mess every day. You know, his White House is just totally a disaster. I mean, every day. But I had forgotten about these organ ranchers. Now, someone or somebody in that infinite wisdom, and I believe it's probably his this knucklehead named Steve Miller and stuff. He is a total racist and stuff sitting there in that White House because he was the one that initiated these children being taken and stuff at the border, and he quietly just sitting down there creating mess and stuff there and telling Donald Trump do this, do that. And then when bad things and stuff happen, you know, he just acts like, you know, he's innocent as far as it concerns. You know, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. That shouldn't have done. But he's sitting there in that White House and stuff and everything and giving Donald Trump these little tidbits of things that he needs to do. And Donald just does them. And that was one of them. Nobody had thought about these guys and stuff because just like you said, they only got 3 or 4 months and everything. I'm pretty sure they probably already served it out if they could have went ahead and served their sentence and been done with it or whatever. But he decided that he wanted to pardon them and everything because they didn't need to go to jail. Well, this is another form of racism that they are bringing forth into this country and stuff to keep this battle and stuff between the people of color and people of the white race. And it's just destroying us and the fabric and stuff of our country and what we are all about. We are an immigrant nation. People come in here and there's a lot of people of color and stuff who's coming in, but they're still trying to keep some mess going on. So there's division and stuff out there. So they're turning around now and saying, oh yeah, we can do what we want to do. And white lives do matter. But nobody is doing anything against them. Like you said, these people out there armed with guns and everything and could have killed someone. They went out there and burned up a lot of the acreage and stuff out there. Like somebody could have died. Somebody's home could have been destroyed. We don't know. But it's I don't know. It's we just have to figure out how we can make it through this bad stage and stuff in our in this
consequences when you don't vote, brother.
Yeah.
When you don't vote, you know, you might not like Hillary. I'm gonna say it all the time. You know, when I went in to vote for Mrs. Clinton, I held my nose and I voted for her because she was the lesser of the two evils. That's the bottom line. You know, you're not going to get all what you want, but at least, you know, you're going to get something that's halfway decent. You know, you got to vote for the lesser evil. Yeah, we all want changes, but, you know, we don't want to go back 40, 50, 60 years. And that right now, what we're doing is going back 40, 50, 60 years because that has been proven because the Supreme Court decision. Come on, man. Have you been reading about this dude? Have you been reading about this? What is his name, Ed? Come on. I didn't even write his name in my notes because
his name is Brent. His name is Brett.
Because this guy is so compromised in the white wing conservative fashion. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I mean, this guy is an operative. I mean, he's going to do everything that Trump tells him to do. I mean, Trump don't even have to tell him what to do. He already knows what to do. Because let me tell you something, down the road, if this guy gets in office down the road, they're going to be looking at Brown versus Brown. They're going to be looking at Trump had already kicked out all the trying to kick out all the homosexuals out of the army. So it's all kind of stuff. The reverse, the gay marriage. He's going to reverse all kinds of things legal because now they got a 5-4 vote, and that knucklehead Clarence Thomas. He don't say nothing. He don't do nothing. He just go along with the program. As long as he get his little $200,000-$300,000, whatever he getting, and he's got his little benefits, he happy. You got Bloomberg, the elderly lady that's on the court. She's getting ready. Who knows how long she's gonna last? She might last another year, and she's out of there. He's gonna get another one, another pick. There's consequences if you don't vote. Consequences.
Well, I don't. There's a lot of stuff that is going on out there. This guy and stuff was really actually not chosen by Trump. He was given name was given to him by a society out there called the Federalist Society.
Yes.
Federalist Society, and the Federalist Society has a very long history. They started way back in the 50s and the 60s, 1950s and 1960s and stuff as a Federalist. And they have been very, very staunchly conservative. And they have some real way far right views and stuff as far as how this country should have been and how it should and where it should be going. And this guy that they've gotten and stuff, he is a devout Federalist, and they told Trump, hey, pick this guy right here, and he did it. He picked this guy right. He doesn't care because it's not going to affect him at all. Well, it may affect him down the road and stuff if he's being impeached or whatever while he's still in office. But it is really actually a fight to change the direction of the courts, the justice system and stuff out there. But we have to realize and stuff, Ted, that down the road, even if this man does attain that seat there on the Supreme Court, that there are other ways and stuff into which to kind of neutralize him and neutralize that Supreme Court. And we have to understand and stuff and everything that he can be neutralized, and there's a way of neutralizing him. And that goes back to what you were talking about voting, taking care of your local people, because in actuality, the people and stuff who actually determines and stuff a conviction or determines what goes on and stuff within a case and stuff are the people on that local level. Your state's attorney, your local judges, your state judges or whatever. They are the first ones and stuff who get involved in cases and stuff that have to be brought before it takes a long time for these cases and stuff to get to the Supreme Court. And by the time they get to the Supreme Court.
What you're saying is then we need a righteous state's attorney. That's what you're
absolutely
saying. So in other words, the voters need to be put in good state's attorney that's going to be fair and it's going to treat the law the way it should be treated, fairly and just.
You take care of your local justice part of it, and most of your other extreme cases and stuff eventually may hit that Supreme Court, or they're going to hit that federal court level and stuff and everything, those federal district courts. But by the time it hits that federal district court, you're talking 2 or 3 years down the road. So it's unless they kind of run it through and everything like they did in 2000 and stuff when they had the election between Gore and George Bush down in Florida. They expedited that thing to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court took it on. But it's a lot of times you can't expedite those cases and stuff past these other local and federal courts or these district court, federal court judges and stuff and everything. And then you have a year or so and stuff before they pass down their decisions and stuff and everything as far as their case is concerned. So a lot of those cases, like the one with the AFSCME and the state, as far as the state people and stuff who belong to those unions, that case was brought a long time ago, about 6 or 7 years ago, was brought out. And now it finally got to the Supreme Court and everything, and they had a choice of if they wanted to take that case up or not, because you're only going to get so many cases and stuff and everything that's going to actually get to that Supreme Court and get through their term and stuff, because they only sitting there on that bench for about 6 or 7 months. After that, they're gone. They don't try any more cases. So
and think about this though, Ed. You know, they did the union deal, and then the way I understand it, the way it's working now is that anybody that has a union, the union has to represent every employee, whether you pay dues or not. Now think about this. Now, I'm not a great big fan of the union because it kept a lot of us out. When I say us, I'm talking about Black people. A few of us got into the union. And, you know, I've been a union member of, you know, when I worked in the manufacturing when I was a teenager. But the point is that they go on so many strikes, and because of strikes, then they end up having layoffs and that kind of thing like that. And people lose money. But once you get that pay increase and you get those benefits, if you last that long, then you know you start making money again, and you're making more money. However, the bottom line is that the trend in the last 40 years have changed so much. Right now, we are in a finance versus union. The union is down to 10% or less in this country. They used to be 30 plus. Now the finance is up to 30%. Everything is finance now. Everything is finance. So what's going on now is that they're trying to knock out all the unions, federal unions, local unions, national unions, all of that. Teachers union. That's the reason why the boss. I mean, they're trying to destroy the NEA, the National, what is it, NEA, National Educational Association, I think it is. And they're trying to destroy that, you know, because the boss, what's her name, Betsy LaBoss, they have cut $20 billion out of the educational system. And you know that's mostly going to be, you know, in the bigger cities, where the inner cities, where mostly all the Black and Latino and you know are there, poor whites, people that can't afford private schools, Catholic schools, and all that kind of stuff. So and then she's privatizing. That money is going to privatize all of these charter schools and private schools. And it's ridiculous, man. You know I don't know what kind of America that they're trying to make, but it looks like a subservient America to me. You know, where you know poor people or minorities can't make it to a certain degree, and that's it. You know, and be happy with what you got. You know, that's what that looks like to me. And so, some of these people with white privilege and all of that, they think that they can make it, but they don't want them. They already got their club, bro. These white folks think that's because their skin is white, and you know, because they will come after you too. Eventually, they're gonna come after you. Matter of fact, they're coming after you already. They're coming after them already because they didn't raise the gas prices, they didn't raise the food prices, they didn't raise the mortgages, they didn't raise the car loans, all of that. Then it came after you already. You just don't know it. Because if you making only 60,
I know it.
If you only making $60,000 and you think, oh yeah, I'm making $60,000, you know, hey, $60,000, $70,000 ain't gonna carry you very far. When your prices keep on going up and you paying an extra 10%, you know inflation has been up is 9-10% now. So now you're paying an extra 10% on everything you buy. And now we didn't even factor in the trade. They done already said, so your little money gonna just dwindle.
Now, let's talk about get back to that thing that you first started talking about, Ted, and that's the unions.
Okay.
That case was actually brought about and stuff by the now governor and stuff, Illinois, Rainier. And he did that and stuff because he wants, because of the hold that the union and stuff has on the state legislature there in Illinois, in Springfield. And he has, and ever since he's been the governor there of the state of Illinois, he's been fighting them like tooth and nail. In actuality and stuff, he brought that case not to allow non people and stuff who were involved in the unions and stuff a chance to be represented, because even in the state labor laws and stuff and everything that we have, and it's already in the federal level as far as state laws and stuff, that no matter where you're at and stuff, if you are not paying your dues and stuff, and your case and stuff goes before it passes that third step of the grievance procedure and stuff and everything for the union still has to spend their money and stuff to protect you, to fight your case, even though you are not in their union. Now,
right.
They not fight as hard and stuff because you are not a union member, but they have a responsibility to fight for you. What Rainier was trying to do is, in essence and stuff, is to stop that money from coming into the union coffer. Now,
Yeah,
even with this Supreme Court case and stuff, Ted, if the union and stuff understands the dynamics of what's going on and stuff out there, their thing and stuff now would be to say, hey man, we need you to come in here into our brotherhood. Just like most of the time, you have the fraternities, you have organizations and stuff, you have the Elks, you have the Masons, and all of them, all the little groups out there. They have people who come in, they pay their dues and stuff into their organization, and this organization and stuff gives them some benefit, whatever it may be.
Well, let's hope they do that, Ed, because number one, you get all these people that work for different companies, and then they have different political persuasions.
Yeah, and let's throw in another dynamic and stuff here, Ted. We know that in the 60s, 70s, 80s and stuff, and starting in the 90s and stuff, most of your manufacturing was where? In the North.
Yeah.
And in those northern states, which is now those blue states and stuff and everything, they had those manufacturing jobs. Now, since these companies take jobs either outside the country or they move their manufacturing and stuff into the South, and the dynamics and stuff of being down here in the South is that most of these states and stuff here in the South, where these car companies have moved to, like South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, all of them have these right to work laws and stuff. Mm-hmm. So they are bringing those people down here, and they are fighting to keep the unions and stuff out of these manufacturing jobs that they have and stuff down here in the South. So that's why your union membership has fallen off, because your manufacturing has moved into a different area, and unions and stuff are not allowed to come in to these manufacturing areas because of where these manufacturing plants and stuff are based at. And most of them are based in the South. Almost half of your car plants and stuff now are based here in the South.
That's right.
You're talking about Nissan is in Canton, Mississippi. You're talking about Toyota and stuff and everything, and they're in Mississippi. You're talking about Mercedes-Benz and stuff, and they're in Alabama. You're talking about Kia and stuff, which is here in Georgia. You're talking about BMW and a lot of other places, and Porsche now is moving their manufacturing and stuff here into Georgia, whatever. And all of these are right-to-work states.
No unions allowed.
No unions allowed. And then you got VW up there in Tennessee and everything, and you saw what happened with them. They've been trying very, very, very hard to get a union inside their VW plant there in Tennessee, but the state is helping fight the unions from going inside those plants. Matter of fact, the state of Tennessee and stuff threatened VW if they allow the unions to come inside their plant.
Because they want to keep on paying those car dealerships, or I should say, auto workers, $12, $14, $15 an hour.
And the rules and regulations and stuff inside their plant and stuff and everything with the EPA and OSHA and all those rules and stuff that is going on there. They don't want them and stuff there within their state. And the official there in Tennessee, which is a red state, because most of their officials and stuff are Republican, don't want a union and stuff in their state, because once the union gets a foothold inside your state, then it creates a rippling effect and through other manufacturing and stuff that you have there in your state. So they're trying to stop that, because they still want to be a right-to-work state, so they can attract other businesses and stuff and everything to come there and manufacture.
Cheaper labor and cheaper benefits. Hey, look here, we only got about a few more minutes.
Go ahead.
Talk on two more subjects. We're gonna talk about the Putin summit. Come on, man. Cause like this right here is it's got to be the most asinine. The man has been set up. They told him, we got you. It's collusion going on. How can you have all of these people that is involved in his administration that has been dealing with Russia and Putin and everything else? So many people. And, I'm gonna have to look up the definition of collusion. I meant to do that because it ain't no collusion. This right here is all about money. This man is about money as far as how he can make money on all of these deals that he's trying to make in Russia and China, and even he mentioned that he wanted to do something in North Korea, by the ocean. Beautiful. He said it's a beautiful area that they just blew up. It can be beautiful areas over there. So the thing is that he's getting ready to have a conversation face-to-face, one-on-one, private, with a known, basically, you might as well call him a criminal, because that's what he is. He's a murderer. The bottom line is, for all indication of what stuff I'm reading, KGB and all of that. So I'm trying to figure out, what is the Republicans thinking of all of this craziness? That he's a known enemy of the United States. He wants to build his country even further. So I don't understand it. Why would they allow him to even have a one-on-one? He's the president of the United States, and he can do whatever he wants to do. But the Republicans are silent. The Democrats are silent. What is going on, man? I don't understand it.
Well, Ted, this man owes Putin. He got him elected into office. And I'm pretty sure when you get someone what they want, you owe them something. So if you owe somebody something, especially a gangster, you know how these gangsters are, the mafia was, well, yeah, I want what's mine. You're gonna
If you
whenever I
don't
need
pay,
you.
somebody gonna pay.
Absolutely. And he dealing with the mafia, and he has no choice but to do what he has to do. And push come to shove, Ted, if things come out, I truly believe that a lot of these Republican leaders and stuff and everything, they owe that allegiance and stuff also.
Wow. Now that's deep
The
right there. There's
truth
no proof. I mean,
to
we don't
be
have any
told.
proof right now,
We
but
don't have no proof at all. But if truth to be told, I believe that they have an egg and stuff in that pot also, a finger in that pot or whatever. That
okay.
that some of them are owned and stuff by them also.
Wow.
And if we and I'm pretty sure that when it comes down to it, it probably will never come out yet. But I really believe that some of them are being bought, by them also, because you understand that Putin's probably is the richest person in the world. He's probably
Oh, yeah.
worth $200 billion, but they're not saying that. He's not on that Forbes list of the richest people in the world. But a lot of people out there understand and know that this man is probably the richest person in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a lot of money that's behind him, and he owns a lot of people, and you might as well call him a dictator now.
Oh, yeah. He's a dictator. And that's why 45 admires him, because that's what he wants to be. But this right
Well,
here is a democracy and a republic.
yeah.
And
Well,
these
what he wants
somebody's
what
gonna have to
now
step
now what he wants that will never happen, because I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in November, Ted. What's going to happen in November is going to determine the rest of his term and stuff here in his office.
Yeah, that's right.
So
And so we'll see what's going to happen in the Putin thing now. On a good note, we're over a little bit, but let me just let's talk about talk about, you brought up coding. Is it important?
coding about 2 years ago, Ted, maybe 3 years ago, there's a black guy, young black guy and stuff named Van Jones. He realized, like all the other folks out there are realizing, that artificial intelligence is going to be becoming a major part of our lives, a
Mm-hmm.
major part. And so what they are wanting and stuff now, if you go around to a lot of these schools, well, the schools and stuff that are in these affluent areas, because most of those schools and stuff who are not in these affluent areas and stuff do not teach this, but they are teaching their children, 3 and 4 years old, how to code. And doing these coding and stuff part of it, they have probably maybe right now, I would say about 5 or 6 major coding languages and stuff out there. Python, uh, Apple has their own language, Google has their own language, but each one of them have their own languages and stuff, and they use that to code to tell these robots what to do. And eventually, they're going to need thousands, millions of people out there who understand how to code so they can tell these robots what to do. But we are not seeing this and stuff within our community. And I go back to Van Jones, who's a black guy. Right now, he does a commentary or host a show there on CNN. I don't know when he does it, because I don't watch CNN that much, but he was the one that first started bringing up about coding and asking a lot of our black leaders and stuff out there to start thinking about it and start teaching their kids and stuff how to code. Well, since he did that, you're not finding, you're not seeing anything visibly out there, anything that's happening within our community for our children to learn how to code. So you people out there who are watching this show, and you have a child and stuff who's in school, or even if he's not in school, if he's got a tablet or a phone or whatever, they have projects and stuff that you can download to teach your children and stuff how to code, because I'm telling you, it is going to be the next biggest opportunity as far as jobs and stuff, in not only in this country, in the world. And if you don't know how to code, you're going to be lost.
Yep, I agree to that, because now there are a number of maybe about that I know of about 3 or 4 organizations that are teaching Black kids how to code.
Mm-hmm.
It might be more than that now, and they're really getting into it. However, the languages, they're always changing, all the time, because there's about the top 10 codes.
But they're basically they are different, Ted, but they are basically the same. They have the same theory behind the coding.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the language is different, if you can code in one language, it's going to be very easy for you to code in another language.
Yeah, because what's the guy that Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, he knows a number of codes. That's the reason why how he did Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
He knows so many codes, and
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he developed what he did develop, the Facebook.
Yeah.
So
artificial intelligence, Ted, is slowly invading into our lives right now. And they are out there developing artificial intelligence that is going to be totally ingrained into what we do. Right now, we don't see it. Most of us don't see the
we're looking at
artificial
the
intelligence
entertainment value. We're playing games, and we're looking at Facebook, and we're
not only games and stuff, Ted. There's a lot of things out there that are going on, even in this mechanism media that we are using and stuff and everything to get that word out. Artificial intelligence is there. They have these robots out there listening to what we are saying, so they can learn our language.
Yeah,
it's there. So anyway, that's another story itself. I just threw that in there to our agenda and everything, so I can bring that up, so we can get some of our people in our audience and stuff to start talking to their young folks and stuff about doing coding and stuff, and getting involved and understanding coding languages. So
that's a good subject matter, and something we need to go into detail later on in some of the shows.
That's
And even mention some of the different organizations that's doing coding.
Right. Okay. Well, we're about at the end of our show, so I guess we'll see you guys on Saturday at 9 o'clock. Bye.